What's up, y'all? Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down some of the greatest ad campaigns in history. I'm also going to be shredding one agency in particular, um, because with the creator economy in full swing, everybody's posting content. Everybody is putting stuff out there on the internet, but the problem with it, a lot of it, is that it's all me, 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 look at my services. And ultimately, that kind of copy is selfish, and that strategy is selfish. So let's dive in. Now, it is also not effective. I mean, people have their own lives, they have their own problems that they're focused on. And the reason this is selfish is because this copy and this kind of content does not consider the reality of the audience. Even though, I mean, it takes courage and discipline to post content and put ourselves out there consistently, it's so easy to do this the wrong way. Now, there's a book that's called 10x is easier than 2x. And the core premise of the book is that the path to 10xing something is extremely finite, whereas the path to 2xing something is almost infinite. So let's look at this example. This is an agency. It's a pretty big agency, actually, that focuses on creative in the US. Now, oftentimes people will look at their page, clients anyway, will look at their page and say, oh yeah, look at this. They have 17.5K followers. They have it figured out. But then when we look at the copy and the post itself, we're just talking about our services. And then they just give the individual offer, trend forecasting, community engagements, analytics, videography. I mean, just managing TikTok, there's nothing about here that talks to the needs of the customer. Why should I care about TikTok management? Why do I care as a customer? What problem does this solve? What am I struggling with? None of this speaks to the pain point of me as the customer and the reality that I'm in. Like, it just talks about Instagram management, weekly status post, stories, reels, monthly analytics, photography, and they're charging 2,500 to 4 grand a month for doing this. This is fucked. I mean, respect them for their price point, but whoever's managing this page respectfully needs to be fired. I mean, they don't have they're not a skilled copywriter. Where's the headline here? I mean, the headline is our services and social media covers a lot of ground, which is exactly why a specific package is built out for your needs. What are my needs? Coaching. All right. So there's two call to actions. Like, there's multiple ideas here in this copy. It's not even trying to convince me of one thing. Like, okay, their intention here is to build awareness in the market for their services. But we're talking about four different things here. And the next step is to DM them or client. Okay, at least they have a call to action. I mean, it's not very good, but at least there's a call to action. Um, so in summary, there's no headline here, and they're talking about four different things, and the things that they're talking about is not even related to the customer. And if you want to talk about services like this and build awareness, talk about it before and after. Talk about a specific client situation about how they were managing TikTok and managing TikTok and how much time it took, and that they didn't know the trends. They didn't know what analytics to track. They were doing all the videography and filming and editing themselves. And then phone call. I don't even know what this means. Are they managing like call rails or what is? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of a good thing because now I'm curious to say, what is this? What does that mean? Um, but now I want to share with you guys how to get insane results, not just from your ads, but also from your organic copy. Um, Now, how I figured this out is when I had launched my 90-minute VSL, I realized that although it was packed with value, I was doing something similar that I just broke down in that post where I was covering far too much ground. And even though the VSL was focused on solving a specific problem in my customer, yes, had reduced my lead cost by 60%, but it also reduced my meeting booked by the same percentage as opposed to just doing a direct response campaign where creating an offer and then that offer speaks to that 3% of the market that's solution aware and ready. Now, I look back wondering what was the issue, and I'd shared way too many different ideas. In the same way that they're sharing all these different services, it loses its effect. And so the biggest secret, the most successful campaigns in history is having one big idea each individual campaign. And look at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Apple, think differently. Now had got this from the book Great Leads from Michael Masterson, and so go check that out. And my if you want my recommendations, a book list of recommendations, then join our Facebook group. Also subscribe to the channel. Smash that subscribe button. Join us. So I also have another video about um, I also have another video on my channel about how to tie the individual metrics of exactly what I'm talking about here to the campaigns. Now, let me actually break this down in the flow chart for you guys about how to make sure that your one big idea in the campaign is hitting the mark, excuse me, both in organic copy and then also your paid ads copy. So while this loads here in sunny, well, it's raining actually today in Brazil. Um, so the reason why one big idea matters in a campaign is that if we focus on spreading ourselves too thin and our ideas too thin, each one of those ideas actually has less effect. And we're going to convince the audience less of the merit of each one of those individual ideas. As opposed to having one big idea, it's the same principle in everything, that less is more. By doing less, focusing on less and just focusing on less ideas, our idea translates and lands. Now, what are the markers of the one big idea for us to start our campaigns with? I mean, think about this as the starting a car on our way to the end destination is the end of the campaign or the piece of copy that we're writing. The start of this, putting it into our GPS, is the idea is big, easy to understand, immediately convincing, and clearly useful. So from here, we tie the rest of the copy into that one idea. How do we do that? Well, we look at the one emotion that we're trying to elicit from the audience, one captivating story to support it, one single desirable benefit, and then one action. So one single desirable benefit in our case here, and in this video, is how this will impact your campaigns is that people will actually read the copy that you're putting out instead of this. Like, I don't care if I see this on my story and I follow them. I don't care about your services. How do you help me? And so, purpose of this, and for you to take home with you, is just focus on that one big idea, which will have a much more meaningful impact on the audience. And in summary, it's big, easy to understand, immediately convincing, and clearly useful. So implement this, get your organic copy and then also your ad copy to the next level by integrating this in your campaigns. Found this valuable? subscribe for more. And if you want me to do this and break this down for your specific agency and your agency's clients, and go ahead, book a call with me. And all the resources for, if you want this flow chart, join our Facebook group. If you want more content like this, subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one.